Are you about to head into a night shift and already dreading it? Or you're feeling freaking exhausted and honestly on struggle street to get through your night shifts? I'm going to share with you my top secret tips on how not to only make it through the night, but thrive, baby. Hi everyone, my name is Eunice and I'm a junior doctor working in Christchurch Hospital in New Zealand. I honestly really struggled on my first few sets of night shifts and oh my gosh, you can feel so alone on this because no one's taught you this night shift biz and you can feel like you're the only one not doing it right while the rest of your colleagues look like they're A game, like they know what they're doing basically. Yeah baby, I've been there too. I'm now in my second year of working and I found some great techniques that really have worked for me. In this video I'm going to share with you my top secrets on how to best prepare for your nights. So grab a cup of coffee and let's get started. Tip number 1, sleeping later on days leading up to your night shifts. To slowly ease into a new body clock, you start by going to bed an hour or 2 hours later than usual before your first night shift. The other method that a lot of people like is to go to bed really early and then wake up super early, and then you can sneak in a little nap before going to work. Honestly, I don't do either of these because I really don't like staying up, and 2, I really don't do naps because they make me feel so much worse. So I end up waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning as usual, and then I go to work without napping or sleeping. So I end up staying up for 24 hours straight. Then I crash the next day at 8 o'clock when I finish my shift. So this way I know I'll get amazing sleep after work, but obviously it doesn't work for everyone, so feel free to try out all these methods. Number 2, create a good routine to follow, and once you've got a good sleeping routine sorted out, don't deviate from that too much, or else that will mess up with your sleep-wake cycle and you can basically say goodbye to sleep. So I guess on a typical night shift, my routine starts by finishing work at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm sleeping by 8:30 to 9 a.m. Then I wake up after 8 hours of sleep, and then I go to the gym, have a huge dinner, a snack before work at 10 o'clock. So I try to do the normal life things in between these few hours. Great, so those were tips of how to prepare for a night shift. Now, what about when you come back from work and you really want to sleep after your night shift? It's inevitable there's going to be some noise and light exposure, but there are ways to reduce this with 4 key things. Number 1 are blackout curtains. They're absolutely godsend and can be purchased cheaply from places like IKEA. Number 2, eye masks. If you can't get blackout curtains, you should definitely invest in an eye mask. Mine's just one from Kmart and it's pretty comfy and only $10, pretty cheap. Number 3 are earplugs. If you're anything like me and super sensitive to noise, you have to get some good earplugs and buy lots of them and be prepared to lose them in your bed because that's just what happens. Mine are 3-in-1s and they're pretty comfortable. Number 4 is white noise. Some people recommend white noise for better sleep. You can use an app or a fan for this. I'm going to show you my tips on how to eat during a night shift. By no means are these medical advice, this is just how I do it and it works for me. Usually during night shift I only eat 1 big meal a day and some small snacks in between. I don't eat anything throughout my shift, and my first bite of the day is usually when I wake up. And this has been working super well for me because I often feel quite nauseated, like I'm jet lagging after waking up anyway, and I don't really have an appetite. So when I wake up, I like having something quite cold to wake me up, my go-to is Up and Go protein shake. I usually stock up on lots of these going into night shifts. Then when I'm filled up with some quick energy, I go to the gym to work out. Then when I'm back, I'm somewhat hungrier and I have a pretty big dinner meal around 6 or 7 o'clock. Then if I'm still hungry before my shift start, I will snack on some fruits or some crackers. It's a conscious decision to not eat anything on my night shift. It's pretty hard to do with freaking everyone around you snacking to stay awake. There are a few reasons why I do it. I find that being hungry actually keeps me more awake. Instead of eating when I'm hungry, I drink plenty of water. I always bring my bottle wherever I go. Look, I believe your body is not built to be consuming any food late at night / early hours of the morning because you're supposed to be asleep anyway. So your metabolism is not as flash at processing those calories. There are actually studies that show that shift workers generally have higher BMI than those who are not shift workers. So basically I fast for health and aesthetics reasons. This is not for everyone, so give it a go if you're keen for its benefits. Cool, I hope these tips will help you get through your night shifts. If you're after what it's really like to be a junior doctor doing night shifts, check out this video here. And if you have any useful tips about night shifts, please share them down below in the comments. I'd be pretty keen to learn what your tips are. Thanks for watching. Take care.